by John DeSando. Listen to the shows and read reviews online at wcbe.org.
I'm John DeSando.
I'm Linda Boss.
And this is It's Movie Time.
It's movie time, boy is it ever.
Now give me a little respect, Lindy.
Just blew out the microphone. Oh boy, I was so Respect, starring Jennifer Hudson as the Aretha Franklin.
Yes.
I was so excited to see this movie, and was not at all disappointed.
Good.
In fact, I had to control myself because I wanted to get up and start dancing every once in a while. But it was wonderful.
So this covers about 20 years of her life, as far as I understand.
Yeah.
Maybe starting at 10 years old and going
right.
To 30. So she had a long life after the movies, but it's the critical points in her life
right.
are probably covered
the film
here.
goes from the late 1950s to the early 1970s, I guess. You know?
Yeah. Let me ask you this about it. So what's your assessment of Jennifer Hudson's performance? That's, to me, the key of this whole film.
I thought she was outstanding. I had forgotten until I started reading this information, is that she won an Oscar for Dreamgirls.
Yes, Dreamgirls, right.
Yeah, and Aretha Franklin herself wanted Jennifer Hudson to play her
yes.
in this movie. And they became good friends and spoke on the phone almost weekly before Aretha died at the age of 76, which I think was 2 years ago that she passed away.
Yeah, and they, what's so interesting is that the latter part of the film, a few minutes anyway, show the real Aretha Franklin.
Right.
And boy, she's good.
Yeah.
Even at that age.
Exactly. I love the way when she was singing, she tossed off her fur coat and walked to the front of the stage and started moving around and dancing. Yeah, she hadn't lost a thing.
But Jennifer Hudson is no piker. She not only, as you said, she won the Oscar. She didn't even win her first round, I think, in American Idol or wherever she was.
Oh, that's right. She was on American Idol on TV, and she was singing an Aretha Franklin song, but I think she was only 10th. I mean, she did not win.
No, I know she was like 8th or 10th.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I Love Life is so ironic, and here she's so much farther beyond anybody who's ever been on American Idol.
Exactly.
But she couldn't take that.
I had not realized how many things she has done until I started reading about this movie.
Yes.
And she's very accomplished.
I believe she'll have another nomination for this. Would you agree with that?
I was going to ask you if you thought this
yes.
film was going to be up for Oscars.
I think her performance. I'm
yes.
not sure the film will qualify.
Right.
But I think she should.
We shall see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she did a wonderful job. She did not try to imitate Aretha Franklin's voice. She interpreted her own way, which worked. I thought she sounded wonderful.
There was a comment that some things that she did imitate were like the way she would hold her lips.
Yeah, she did.
But I don't think she messed in trying to imitate the voice.
No, which I think was a good choice for her.
Yes, she did do some mannerisms that would remind you of her.
Exactly. But Aretha, in her real life, was the daughter of a successful but domineering...
Really? You think?
civil rights leader, Reverend C.L. Franklin in Detroit, Michigan, whose friends included Martin Luther King.
Yeah, and he became a friend of Aretha Franklin's and presented her with that award.
Right.
And Aretha was stricken by his assassination. If you
yes.
remember, they do a nice
yes.
job in the film
right.
of just the showing. And C.L. Franklin, her dad, played by one of my favorite actors of all time.
Forrest Whitaker.
You bet, boy. He is great. Straight from when I first saw him on The Crying Game. And I've watched him ever since. He has directed as well as acted.
Yes.
But this is a plum role for him.
It sure was.
And he plays it, what I think, a little bit underplays it so nicely, that domineering
That's true,
part.
I agree, yeah.
A terrific moment when he tells her not to come back, that she won't come back when she leaves.
Yeah.
To go off with Marlon Wayans playing Ted Rice's, what's his name? The husband.
Ted, yeah, her husband.
You're right.
Yes.
Ted White
Ted White, that's
Yeah.
right.
Creepy.
Oh, very creepy, very, very, very creepy, and he wanted to have a lot of control over Aretha.
You think?
Oh, yes.
Even maybe more than CL.
And I'm trying to remember what song she was singing. They were recording, and Ted was standing off to one side, and some of the words in the song were a real slam against him, and the camera switches to him, and you see this expression on his face that's just searing. But
And you know, and Wyans is a really good-looking guy, and he's got the pencil-thin
Right.
mustache of a tip-off right away that he's going to be creepy. But he's really a good-looking guy, and I love so true to life. The sisters know he's not good. Dad knows he's not good. They're trying to keep Aretha from marrying him,
Yeah.
and they can't do that. And probably in part because she's just rebelling, because he's not a good.
he's not a good guy. But the first part of the film shows her, she was a victim of childhood sexual, I'll start over again. The first part of the film shows her as a victim of childhood sexual abuse.
Oh, and had a baby
Yeah,
at 12.
and there was a shot in the film where she as a little girl is standing against the window, and she's pregnant, and she doesn't look any older than 11 years old or something. It's a teeny tiny little thing.
I don't have her name right here, but she's a fine little actress.
Oh, it was an unusual name like Sky,
Yeah.
Dakota, something.
Oh, yes, right. Yes, yes, thank you. Yeah. Let me see here what I can. Yes, Sky Dakota Turner. What a great little performance.
Yeah.
But astonishing to find out that at 12 she had a baby. Wow.
Yeah. Oh.
And they did a nice job of cutting away when that guy was ready to do his
Exactly.
work on
Exactly.
her.
Oh, yes. And Aretha, as an adult, endured physical abuse and battled alcoholism.
Yes, a lot of that was her own fault, though. I mean,
Yes.
that is certainly the alcoholism is her part. And I'm just so tired of seeing this, though I guess it accompanies this greatness. How many times we've seen
Yeah.
a terrific actor or singer.
Must be stress, just overwhelming at
It's
times.
got to be. Do you think, although there are plenty of performers who don't succumb to it,
Mhm.
it's just that we happen to see the biopics
Right.
of these tremendously talented,
They get-
particular women,
Right.
even like Amy Winehouse. They just give into that.
Right.
Perhaps as an antidote to the rest, I don't
It's
know
tragic.
what. Oh
Absolutely
my gosh,
tragic.
yeah.
Her story includes her struggle against controlling men, her father,
Right.
and her husband, Ted. And these emotional struggles started to influence her singing style, I think. One of the best scenes show her working with Muscle Shoals, I love the name of that band, that was comprised of mostly white.
They were all white
musicians.
guys, I thought.
Yeah, right.
She went down south,
You're right, in
and-
Alabama.
and boy, this was a hotbed of white racism.
Exactly. But we watch as the band and Aretha start to work together and to transform a bland song into a unique blend of gospel, soul, and funk.
Yep, yep. Well, I mean, she is the queen of soul.
Yes.
Is what she, and I like to think the queen of R&B.
Right.
But yeah, you're right. Well, I like, in particular, I like these scenes where she's working through finding her voice and working through the songs.
Exactly.
And when they're in sessions, such as the one you're talking about, which is remarkable, how she enlists them, convinces them,
Right.
and she's convinced that they have soul. She says later
Yeah.
that they have soul.
Yeah, it was a wonderful scene. It was probably one of maybe my favorite scene of the
Yeah,
whole movie.
and companion piece to that would be late at night when she and her sisters work over Respect.
Right.
the Otis-
R-E-S-P-C-T.
Right, with the Otis Redding song.
Exactly.
And wow, and that,
And
this
they-
is the title of the film.
And that was unique because during Respect, they stopped the rhythm at one point in the song and spell out respect, and that became the trademark of the song. So I thought that was very wonderful. But her first hit, recorded with the Alabama band, was "I Never Loved a Man the Way
Oh,
I
yes,
Love You."
yes.
It was her first
What a great
hit.
song.
Oh, beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
And she marries again.
I'd forgotten that. Yes,
Yeah,
she did.
a nice guy.
Yes.
Yeah, and so that works out for her.
Another fascinating thing for me that I learned is that Jennifer Hudson didn't do any lip syncing. She was singing
Oh.
for real. It was live.
Isn't that
singing.
wonderful?
Oh my golly! That shows me how talented she really is.
Yeah, and and she knew enough that she didn't want that to happen, to give you that authentic feel.
Right.
All right, Liddy, we've been gabbing away here, and we have to save some stuff for our podcast,
Okay.
Back Talk,
Okay.
which can be found in the podcast experience. Now, Lenny, what advice do you give our audience about this film?
Just go and enjoy it, and if you feel like dancing, get up and dance.